Hey guys, in this video, we're going to get into building an enclosure for my Emerald Tree Skinks. I'm going to do a custom foam background, a misting system, and everything else. The enclosure is from dubiaroaches.com. Personally, I love dubiaroaches.com for feeders. And as far as their enclosures go, this would be my first one I ever purchased from them. My first initial thought was, wow, the PVC is actually pretty good quality PVC, as well as the supports are very solid. Like, they're very solid supports that go in the corners, which this is a little bit different than other enclosures I've built in the past. Other enclosures I've built in the past don't even actually have these supports in the four corners. The enclosure itself is a 24 by 18 by 36 inch enclosure, which is equivalent to 67 gallons. The glass that's being used is actually quite thick, so I like that about the enclosure. This enclosure just feels very robust once put together. Although this enclosure is pretty big, I plan to upgrade in the future. I actually found a guy that makes custom enclosures, so I may make one that's about 4 foot long and about the same height. And the reason for that is just in case they have babies. I don't know if I have males or females at this point, but they are all from different clutches. So if I do, then it's not the end of the world. Although I'm not looking to breed. If it happens, it does happen. I like how it came with cable management. That's what this is here on the side. There's a cable management system on both sides of the enclosure. And this is the silicone I used for this build. It's just leftover silicone from my last build. I like this stuff because it comes in a little squeezy type container versus having to put it in the whole caulking gun and do that. This stuff is very strong as far as just durability, and the smell is strong as well. So you'll have to air it out for at least a few days. What I'm using here is spray foam. I spray it in a circular motion. You can find this spray foam on my Amazon storefront. As I'm spraying the foam, I'll pack in some type of dirt or substrate over the top of it. If I did this again, I would definitely add some type of egg crate on the back of it and then put the foam on. But at the time, I didn't have any silicone that I could find. And then when I did find silicone, it was just a little too late. And now I'm cutting holes in the top for my misting system. The misting system I use will also be on my Amazon storefront, so make sure you check the link. And if you need it and you can't find it in my links, just drop a comment and I'll paste the link to you. And here's the dome I purchased off Amazon. It has a UVB bulb and a heat emitter for cold nights. And this fixture here I purchased off of Amazon as well. It's on my storefront. Both fixtures are on my storefront. But yeah, that's for UVB. And here's the clay pebbles I use for my drainage layer, which can also be found off my Amazon storefront. It's important that I put as much as I can on my Amazon storefront for you guys, just so it's more accessible for more people versus if I just picked up most of the stuff from my local shop. As well as purchasing anything from Amazon storefront does help my channel. I don't get very much for commissions, but I get a little bit. And here I'm just using some leftover Reptisoil I had after I purchased it from an expo in the past and just been sitting in the garage. And the second bag is Lagarde Bioactive substrate. I actually purchased that from Hiss in Portland. So shout out to Hiss, shout out to Lagarde. I love Lagarde and I love going to Hiss. So go check out Hiss if you're in the Portland area if you haven't checked them out already. After I poured down the drainage layer, I put down a piece of screen that you can actually buy off Amazon or local hardware store, whatever else. And then I put the substrate on top of that. So putting that screen down will separate that substrate from your drainage layer. I decided to purchase some wood from a local reptile expo, and here it is. I thought it would fit just perfect, but once I got into the enclosure, I did realize there were some fit issues. So I decided to take it upon myself to cut it down a bit. These plants were purchased from a local plant shop. Really what I tried to do was use any type of terrarium plant, something that can withstand a lot of moisture and a lot of humidity, because these lizards need quite a bit of humidity and moisture, and they tend to dehydrate quite easily. After I installed the mister, I decided to give it a test, and it started to leak, and that's just because I forgot to tighten something. But after I tightened it, you can see it mist very, very nicely. And you can find this sprinkler system in my Amazon storefront. I love this system. It's very easy to program. The mist is very fine compared to other ones I purchased in the past. It's very important you have a deep substrate as well as a lot of plants, because the plants are actually what they use to drink water off of. So once the mist gets onto the plants, they'll come down and they'll drink it all up. So it's important to have a lot of plants. I mean, I prefer using natural plants, but you could use, fake plants if you really wanted to, but I feel like real plants really hold the water a little bit better. If I could go back in time, I'd do things a little bit different. I'd add egg crate to the backing of the background using silicone, but at the time I didn't have proper silicone that I needed, and I just got the lizards and I need to hurry up and get them situated. So if I could, I would have done that, put the egg crate down and then add the foam and then add the dirt and the soil, whatever else I want to put on the background. But overall, it is my favorite enclosure that I do own. I love the way it looks. I love how the plants are starting to creep up the back, and they just look healthy and happy, and just everything is starting to thrive very well. So looking forward to giving you guys some more updates on these. But if you have any questions, please make sure to put them in the comments. I'd love to answer them. Overall, my Emerald Tree Skinks are probably my favorite animal that I do own currently. Definitely a lot better for me than crested geckos or lychees because they're so social. I mean, they want to be around you. They like to climb out of the cage. They're quite easy to tame down. I like how you can just watch them operate and work together as a unit, like a little colony. And they do have a pecking order, so it's funny to watch them. They're almost like little scale puppies. They're like dogs. So a lot of fun. I highly recommend them. I just don't know why they're not so popular in the hobby. They're just amazing, honestly. So if you don't have one, I think you should buy a group.